It's like a pizza crunch without the batter. It's like the wood juice without the water. You'll never get the knickers off her. What a fucking chance. Premeditated batter. Premeditated batter.
Keep the couple of stone off that couch, man. It's odd. I don't want the bastard to break.
Fuck you. Anyway, what you been up to?
Fuck all, but getting banned off TikTok.
I know, it's brutal, innit?
It's fucking heartbreaking, mate. I was actually going to say to you, because I was like, how the fuck, he always replies back to cunts, but if I don't get banned, then obviously you just said you get banned last week.
Are
you still banned?
I mean, no, so I'm banned to Christmas, to Boxing Day, mate.
Same, man, Boxing Day, 6:30.
No, I mean, can't even say cunts fucking Merry Christmas on my main account, know what I mean? Cunts fucking following us and fucking can't even give a wee Merry Christmas on
That's mate, see with me, right, the first account I go to 30k, second one I go to 20k, I'm at 28.5 now. The minute I start getting to that mark, that's when it's just they're right on top of me.
You don't, it's leaning that, but you're leaning in the creator fund right now, so it's not as if they're oh, you're in it now,
I don't know if I'm in it, I don't know, I've never made any money off it, so I think I'm classed as a creator, because they all go, like, welcome to the creator programme and all that shit, but the minute you're deemed a creator, you're hit for it, man.
To be fair, man, the creator fund's been alright, no bad for me the last couple of weeks, because I've been hit a few videos that have done like 11 million now and fucking.
So, do you make money after how many views it does?
I think it's like fucking per views, you get shite money, not I mean, I think it's like fucking £17 every million views or something like that, but obviously, because because lately I've had quite a lot of videos that have, like the last 2 months I've had 25 million views, so yeah, add that up, that's
25 17s. So that's alright, I need to look into that. Fuck, see enough, if I keep this fucking account up. Fucking hell, talk about making money, I need to fucking just try and make videos without getting banned.
I know it's brutal, mate, honestly. That's like, cause I just need to stop arguing back with them, because I was replying to people, but I was making sure that I wasn't arguing with them anymore, and I was like trying to be smart about it.
Aye.
But the last 2 days I've just kind of slaughtered these two wee dafties, man, and then obviously it's got me. I need to stop it, I need to bite my tongue. But to be fair, sometimes I know, like you're saying, you can do videos that you're just talking to people, and I think it's because it's bots, so obviously those Scottish accents they can't really pick up, so there's times they'll probably think we're saying pure ludicrous shit, and we're just saying what's happening or how you doing.
Just get a ludicrous accent. I think it's I think we talk quite aggressively.
Aye, we definitely do.
So I don't know, can it pick up the emotion in your voice? I don't know how fucking, it's Chinese bots in it, and these cunts have got mad technology.
Nah, probably, not to be fair, it would probably be, if it's obviously the bots are picking up, you're sitting shouting at people and all, so it's probably not just that as well, because they take, obviously, they look the hashtags that you put up as well, as if it's maybe...
yeah, I've been done with a hashtag, it was actually slagging you in a video, hashtag fat cunt or something, and I get banned, so I was like, right, the hashtags, I need to watch that.
There's a lot of things, man, you just sometimes don't even think about it, you know what I mean, and there's times I know it doesn't even get to, like, obviously some people report your stuff, and then sometimes it doesn't even... you get banned before the video even gets seen once. You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck, man?
Cause I'm starting to think it's TikTok is doing it to me, because I'm like, who's reporting that? You know what I mean? It's like the last one I done, it was like merely an explanation. It was like I done she just explained something. I said a couple of fuckings, but that was it. And I'm like, but I say fucking quite a lot of them.
Maybe the fact that you're swearing, I know, might be a factor.
That's what I think, but I'm like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? It's hard, but I could just try to figure it out. It's a fucking hard app. It's a fucking hard app to work. But how's things been since the last podcast? That was nearly a year ago.
Was it? When was it? Was on last time?
You were on. Well, we done it. It was to be the New Year's special. Then some kind of technical difficulty happened, and it went out at the start of January. Right. It's before Bams to the Slaughter. We're talking about Bams.
We were promoting Bams. A lot's happened then since then. We done Bams to the Slaughter. That was quite successful, but we get banned for doing Bams to the Slaughter again. And the Fairfield Club. The Fairfield Club banned us for doing that, so we've not done another one. It would be good to do another one, because that one I feel it was quite a success. The last one made a good bit of money, made people laugh. Fucking.
It was good. I think it was dead experimental, and obviously we learned a lot off that, and I think everyone enjoyed it, including the comedians.
Definitely, aye. So it would be good to do something bad, but obviously too is very busy. Obviously you'll get all the rap stuff, and then I'm trying to become fucking a full-time wrestler now. I'm trying to make money full-time doing the wrestling. Obviously got the shows, got the school now. And I'm trying to open the birthday party side of it and all
like the kind of event hosting and that kind of stuff. So how's the school and that coming along?
The school's went very well. It's been open for 9 weeks now. We started on the 22nd of October, and we're in the Park Villa Hub, which is located in 337 Langlands Road. The first day that we had opened, we had like 49 people signed up, and we know 40. I don't think we had 49 people, but we had 49 we had 49 people technically, but some people like doubled up. So some people would have been in. We did 2 5 to 11 classes. Know what I mean?
Right.
So there might have been some
So
people.
some you did 49 sign-ups.
Nah, we had 49 sign-ups that weekend, and it's just got bigger each week, which is amazing. Obviously, and it's just a gutter that we need to shut up for Christmas. Obviously, because we were building momentum, but obviously it's good to unwind and relax now. Because I feel like I've been working very hard lately with the school, because obviously I'm just new to it as well. I feel like I'm finally finding my feet being a coach and stuff like that as well. But it's not even that. I'm not just a coach, man. I feel like I'm a coach. I'm like a
mentor.
I'm a mentor. I'm also like all these wee boys and
A role model.
A role model, and then you've got some of them like messaging me and obviously asking me for advice with stuff about wrestling and all that as well. And so I'm obviously passing on knowledge that way, and then just I feel like it's mad. Obviously I got into it just to obviously try and, as I said, make a full-time living in wrestling, but now if I never made any money after school again, if I just did break even every time, I would keep doing it, because it's so rewarding. There's all these people that put your trust in you to coach them, they all listen to your every word, know what I mean? Well, maybe not your every word, but they definitely listen, know what I mean? Listen
There's still wins at the end.
you know what I mean? Definitely, a lot of them just swing after the ropes like mad, man. You're like, come on, man. If you thought I'm going to greet more than you, I got to greet, know what I mean? But it's mental. It's just like it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life, and it's just like seeing all the wins. Like that's the thing I've always seen. See if you're like 5 years old, right, and you want to become a football player, you want to become a dancer, you want to get into gymnastics, you want to get into boxing, even MMA now, you want to do that. There's stuff to do that way. Even basketball and stuff like that, there'll be somewhere to go, you know what I mean? But there's never been that for wrestling, and a lot of Waynes want to be wrestlers. And I think that's one of the reasons why there's a big disconnect, where a lot of people love wrestling, and then when they get older, they stop liking it, because there's no any way to put all their eggs in the basket, know what I mean?
Put their energy into it.
Whereas if now there's a club, there might be, and then obviously, especially now, we've got the 5 to 11 class, and then we've got the 12 to 15 class. So 12 to 15 is probably age it starts becoming cool, but if you're getting to be a wrestler, it's going to still be cool, you get what I mean? So then it's probably going to keep more wrestling fans. That's the thing I'm kind of trying to do. I'm trying to make wrestling cool again, know what I mean? Obviously, so obviously I do all this TikTok stuff and all that, and people see me nowadays, it sounds cringy saying it, know what I mean? But people do see me as famous, know what I mean? Because that's like, think about it, see when we were younger, we obviously had telly stars, know what I mean? That's who the celebrities were, the people we've seen, right? But who actually watches telly nowadays?
No,
nobody, right? What do Waynes watch?
No,
they watch YouTube, they watch TikTok, they watch Instagram if their parents let them, maybe Snapchat, right? So who are their celebrities? The people on these apps that have got the big followings that they watch all the time. So I do think it's cringy saying it, know what I mean? I hate even when people say it, I'm like, I'm just a boy for Govan, know what I mean? But technically we are celebrities to all these Waynes and stuff like that. They see us and they go mental and they're like, what the fuck, man, that's mad. Obviously, that's how I know I'm starting to try, and obviously, like lately I know I've not been like what you're saying about the TikTok tools and that. That's one of the reasons as well I've stopped being trying to reply to people, because obviously like, I do feel like I'm a role model.
Yeah, you're aware of your
So
following.
I'm not wanting, and especially in all the part that we use with some of these dafties, know what I mean? Like you don't want me years here.
No, I've had to go back and fucking look through a few of my videos and go, no, I don't really want that coming back.
So that's
old me.
So that's the way I see it, and also it's like, I don't even know where I'm going. I've just been going on a big tangent.
You're talking about obviously being a role model to the Waynes and that kind of thing, and now you're starting to become a bit more
so I'm starting to
observant of the kind of stuff you say and the way you kind of carry yourself on social media, whereas before you didn't really give a fuck.
Exactly. I know that was what it was, but that's what the actual step. I'm trying to make wrestling cool again. Obviously, obviously I do the TikToks, I do the funny videos and stuff like that as well. And obviously when I'm doing the wrestling shows, I've done the wrestling shows before the school, but like the wrestling shows, obviously I'm trying to do my idea about wrestling is and put it on them, and then a lot of the Waynes call on to see the TikTok star Ravie Davie, you know what I mean? They're fat, even the Maz and Daz and that as well. But then obviously I've put on a show that I feel will bring them back, you know what I mean? Like for example, Darrow and Ross, like they could like all the Waynes for the school and all that, I think they're pure celebrities and stuff like that. And they get treated like that, and that's because obviously the way we've put them on the show to look, know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying with all these Waynes obviously think wrestling's cool still, and all the 12 to 15 year old classes, they all think it's cool, and it's just trying to make it cool again. Like when I was a wee guy, I liked wrestling right up until I've always still liked it, but like 12 and 15 was the age that I kind of stopped liking it and all, and that was because it stopped being the Attitude Era and all that kind of stuff, and if it was still like that, I feel like I'd have still watched it. where obviously it was like the Miz winning the belt and stuff like that. I wasn't really into it at that point. And obviously that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make it cool so that everybody likes it. So give them reasons to come see Ravie Davie, but then I'll keep them coming back because obviously I'll have Spider-Bam, and I'll have fucking Darrow and Ross, and I'll have Sam Barber, and I'll have Thatcher, and you know, these things that makes you want to come again, because you want to see Thatcher get battered, you want to see what cool entrance Sam Barber's got to do, you want to see who's got to batter Spider-Bam this time, know what I mean? All these kind of things.
See, you say, like, in your wrestling shows, you try and kind of project the image of how you want wrestling to be seen. What is that image? How would you describe it? So
Cool.
how do you, what is there a set thing what you're trying to achieve with like your wrestling shows? Is there a set theme? Like, obviously you talk about the Attitude Era. Have you got your certain kind of spin?
Well,
you would give a name?
Well, I don't know.
Have you thought that much into it, or am I
No,
just
I've
being
no
a
fucking-
bit too anal?
I get what you're meaning, but obviously because I'm not even the Attitude Era was my favourite time in wrestling, but that's not even what I'm trying to portray
Right.
on my shows, because
So there's no like a set theme to the kind of like the show you're putting on. Like, there's no.
I'm
like
like in my idea, it's a family. I'm trying to put on family friendly shows that anybody can enjoy. Like you bring like
so it appeals to the children and the adults
and the adults and like even
and the tweens.
like the brothers and sisters, the cousins, the aunties, uncles. Not I mean anybody that buys a tickets to take the weigh-ins along, they'll end up, even if they don't like wrestling, I feel like they'll end up coming out and going, that was brilliant. Not I mean they come up to me at the end and they tell me I put on some show, that kind of stuff, and they want to come again. And a lot of the people that have come to CPW shows, they come back again. Not I mean,
Aye.
and now especially as well with the wrestling school. All the people, there's not been anybody that's came to the wrestling school and haven't come back, know what I mean?
Right.
And as well as that, there's all the parents and all that, they pure love it and as well. They obviously saying that their weigh-ins and stuff like that are coming out their shells more, they're getting grown in confidence, they're making pals and that as well, obviously, because that's the one thing as well, growing up, like I was at wrestling, I was lucky that I had me and Xander and Steg that all liked wrestling, but even at that, that's probably a rarity, you know what I mean? A lot of people probably don't actually have that many pals that are into wrestling, so now all these weigh-ins that go to this school now have 10 or 12 or 14 pals that like wrestling, the same thing that they're into. It's
becoming like a community kind of thing.
Exactly, that's even what the parents are saying. It's mad and alright, obviously. I don't really like getting compliments, know what I mean? I've got a big ego and stuff like that, but see, like, when people be too nice to me, like, no, like, if you tell me my wrestling shit hot and stuff like that, I can take that kind of stuff, know what I mean? But like, see, like, actually,
But praise.
like emotional, like actual like, stuff about your
like
use your
people-
character and that and all that kind of stuff, and saying
you're a
like,
good guy and
aye,
that
all
shit,
that
aye.
kind of stuff. Not all these parents up here telling me all stuff you've done for my way and all that, and I'm pure sitting like, oh man, I'm just being me. But not, I mean, I'm no,
Aye.
it's no me putting on this mad act. I'm just being myself, and obviously it just relates with people. Obviously, like, that's what somebody said. Does like obviously. Because my characters are just being as the Ned, but somebody's like, your character's not even an Ned, it's like the lovable rogue, know what I mean? You're just that guy that everybody knows that just try to go and make it in life.
Because it's people can relate to your character, because everybody makes mistakes and everybody's got a past, and you don't shy away for that. I just, you're not trying to put on an act, I'm this perfect fucking ball of energy, like I've done this and that, but I'm trying to do good with it. So I think people can connect with that kind of story.
So that's my vision. I'm trying to make it cool. I'm trying to make it enjoyable for everybody, know what I mean? A family friendly show. Obviously, I want to make it like the crisis. There's an energy crisis or that kind of thing, or there's like no a cost of living crisis. So I'm just trying to put on. Like, I've got a missus and everything, and obviously it's good. It's brilliant going out with your family and having a good night. But there's a lot of fucking. There's not a lot of stuff that's actually affordable these days, know what I mean? Like, when we were flying at a WWE show, know what I mean? That was one of the pitches we were doing to people. I was saying to people, how much is your tickets for here? People tell me for a family of four they were paying like £300.
What?
For
fuck's sake, man.
Family of four at my show, you get fucking £25, know what I mean? Then you can £25 for a family ticket, 2 adults, 2 children, or 1 adult, 3 children, and you'll have the night of your life, know what I mean? I know that you'll enjoy it.
It's a really good. Like, I'm not into wrestling at all. And no matter how much people try and get me into it, I'm just not into it. I was into, see, when I was young, I loved wrestling, but just like everyone, and I'd have loved to have had something like that. I could have went to like a kind of school such as you're doing now. So it's great that the Waynes have got it, but I just fell away from it and I never really got back into it. But don't get me wrong, I don't slate it in a sense, know what I mean? I'll defend it, know what I mean? I say it's like Gladiator soap opera. I understand how people like it, it's just not my thing. But when I go to the shows, man, I've always said it's the energy. It's a good show. I just love the performance aspect of it.
Exactly, it's like a circus, know what I mean? There's something for everybody. I always find there's always something for everybody. Like, the amount of times that I've been on shows and then like a dad will come up to after it and goes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. I was at first. I thought it was shite. No, I mean, I didn't like it. And then you came out with your track and your hat, right? MC and no, I was like, this is fucking brilliant. No, and I was like, that's because there's something for everybody, mate. No, I mean,
that's usually the ones you take the best for, and they can't go. I thought this was got to be shite, man. So like,
I know that's the best praise, mate. See when somebody says to you, man, because they're coming in. They're not just coming in. They're not even coming in with an open mind. They're coming in. They're coming in themselves saying this is going to be shite. It's always harder. It's like that thing with the mindset. I mean, if you think something's got to be shite, it's more likely to be shit.
If you're looking for it, you're going to find it.
And that's why that is the best compliments, obviously, which is bad to say because obviously you should be caring about the fans that fucking support you 100%. No, I mean, but it's just good to hear when somebody's like that. Oh, I just came in here no open-minded, and then you end up fucking turning me. Obviously, because that's the hardest thing to do, you know what I mean? Make somebody fucking,
no, of course. And
make a believer out of a non-believer.
And that's it, and see if you get the people that are talking to their pals and go, listen, I thought it was a lot of shit and all, but it was actually good, and like, he's a fucking sceptical.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
And that's, but by the way, any of my normal fans out there, the ones that are day ones, I'm not meaning in a bad way, love you still, but fuck, I'm just saying, like, it's good to turn somebody, you know what I mean? Like, when you hear somebody saying it's shite, and you're like, no, I actually enjoyed it. Nothing fucking better. Now we can share our fucking mad passion with them as well.
I just love proving people wrong, that's all it is. But see, in terms of your show and that, do you ever like think about modelling it like WWE? Like say they've actually got a lot of theirs as storyline with the background, like fucking sketches and skits and that.
Eventually I do want to do something like that. So I go to the Govan anniversary filmed, but it's just obviously everything's money wise in it.
Yeah,
obviously.
It's a cost exercise, isn't it?
When me and George obviously started the CPW back in October, we didn't have any money to start it, but we just literally had a hope. We just kind of had an idea, like, if we can sell this many tickets, we'll break even this, and then luckily we sold out, and then for them we just saved up, and then we bought the wrestling ring, and we bought the belt, so we're kind of starting for square one again, you know what I mean? And obviously we're starting the school in October, because it's Christmas time, you can't really save it, no, I mean, nothing's really there to save up and stuff like that.
I know.
So it's like, the reason, so all this kind of, so now the next step would be to save up money so that I can pay camera crews to come in, because they boys came in and done it. It's a uni, they're doing work in uni, so it's to help their portfolio. But I wouldn't want to keep expecting them to come in and doing it for nothing. No, I mean, you want to obviously be able to pay people stuff like that, especially because the first one was good. That's what they said. Like, well, because I was saying how much they want for it. Like, was the first time we've done it, so we don't want anything for it. I was like, but if it is good, then we can maybe talk about something. So eventually I do want to pay them, but again it's just obviously an added cost, because that's the one thing as well. In the CPW shows I've always had quite a big wage bill because I've brought in a lot of good wrestlers, but I don't really want to strip that back to save money and like get camera people in, because I feel that you don't want to change up a winning formula, you know what I mean? You don't want to start taking people off that obviously help sell tickets and that to obviously save whatever, so you can get this in, because obviously the camera stuff's about building new fans. No, I mean, obviously like a more wider audience, and then can start doing the WWE stuff, because I do storylines and that, but it's just kind of kept in house. No, I mean,
it's in shows. It's like you would only know the storyline if you went to the shows,
which I do eventually want to do out with it, but it's obviously just the new, as I said, it's hard. Not I mean,
no, it is. It's definitely a lot, man. But it is. It's just I was just wondering if that was maybe a plan for the future, if you're just going to keep it to the shows, because you don't. Like if you only compare it to like ICW, because you see as they're the only other kind of wrestling promotion I've seen that do the kind of similar stuff, and even them, they're not that too heavy on the skits and sketches. I remember they done the odd one. We obviously done one in that, man, but it wasn't pure. Obviously WWE, you've got a massive budget, they can make it a full scale operation, but that's only what the people have done it, and they didn't really do.
No, to be fair, ICW they do a lot of skits, not because of the WWE Network thing now. So obviously they're showing the WWE Network's got a lot of like skits to get the characters over, so that the American audience and that can get to know them and that. So they did a lot of that. Obviously, I know what you mean, but they don't do a lot of like in-ring skits and stuff like that. That's because obviously they need to get the matches done. But they do a lot of backstage skits and that. We obviously
I've seen bits and bobs, but to be honest, it's not that I watch it all. I've seen if I've actually I was an avid viewer of it. Know what I mean? So I'm just probably talking about when it's popped up.
What you see online and stuff like that. But even at that, is, like, they could end it. But like, that's what I want to do. I want to put up eventually more stuff like that online, obviously, so the people what's happening here, so they eventually go and watch the shows and buy tickets and that. But as I said, they know and all. It's really just me and Georgia. Obviously, I've got like, people help us like build the ring, not, but obviously like doing the doors, what Georgia does that stuff like that. But like doing So it's just me and George are kind of organising the show. So I'm getting the wrestlers all organised, not and George is getting all the tickets stuff and all that kind of the merch not organised. So obviously if you would be running about filming stuff and that and all, you'd be wanting to do it on the day of the show because people, you don't want to be getting people to come out and film stuff and you'll be paying them, know what I mean, that kind of stuff as well.
Of course,
you want to obviously be paying people for their time, so you kind of obviously, if you want to get them, you want to be doing it on show day, so they're already there and they're already getting a wage, and it's just like try to get some stuff to obviously build the show on. Obviously, because I'm running a bit, obviously, I can't run a bit and also film people, so I need to kind of get a crew for that as well. So I'm saying, so all this stuff is just, eventually it will be there, but the new it's just about trying to get everything on our feet. After Christmas, I think we'll be closer to obviously doing these kind of things. As I says, we've just bought the ring and the belt and that wasn't exactly cheap, you know what I mean? So now it's just about getting back to it. And eventually, as I said, because we obviously, I know you'd maybe like to buy your own cameras and stuff like that for obviously your own filming and stuff like that, and also that you're not having to expect like the cameraman to, like, you could then and all, let's say if you had a cameraman but it wasn't available but you needed somebody that week, no, I mean, you could get somebody else in and you've just got your own cameras and stuff like that to film. So as I said, it's just a cost kind of thing. I do want to start looking into grants and stuff like that, know what I mean, or not as well, one for the school and one for the wrestling company, because like there's people that get grants for nothing, know what I mean, like, they just apply for grants and they get it, but I've got 2 actual stuff to show, know what I mean, like, especially the wrestling school. I really think like we're onto something, a really good thing. The community, it's helping build a community, it's giving people confidence, it's giving it's like teaching people obviously to not care what other people think about you and stuff like that, or these other different things. It's obviously it's about building social skills, meeting pals, all these different things, know what I mean? We're doing it in one of the roughest areas in Scotland as well, know what I mean? Maybe in the world, fuck's sake, know what I mean? But, so I think it's giving something back to somewhere that obviously helped us out, know what I mean? Me, George and that, Xander and that, obviously, well, he's a part of the school. So it's just a bit, obviously, Sam Barber's a part of the school now, but he's no for Govan, know what I mean? He's for Bishop Briggs.
Fuck you, Sam, you posh cunt.
He's not felt it, he's not been through the struggles, know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, don't you? Obviously,
of course.
Well, obviously, I feel like we could get a grant, know what I mean? Because there's people that just say, oh, I want to do this, and they'll get all sorts flung at them, and they end up not even doing that, know what I mean? Whereas
man, there's a lot of fucking
I feel like if
spent money when it comes to grants and shit like that, man.
I don't know, I'm not going to say figures, but I feel like a grant for a couple of £1,000, man, that could make that school look even better. Well, already looks class, know what I mean? But I feel like we could make it look...
I can do a lot with that, man, definitely. And as you say, you've got like fucking like a kind of body of art behind it, to a body of work to show for, look, listen, this is what I've done with fuck all off my own back. Because
with the wrestling school, what we do, like, obviously we run on Saturdays and Sundays, so we do a 5 to 11 year old class on Saturday at 9 to 11:30, and then we do another one 5 to 11 for 9 to 10:30, and then we do another 5 to 11 for 10:30 to 12, right? And then we do the 12 to 15 year old class for 12 to 1:30. Then I take another half an hour break, and then we do the adult class. The adults get 2 hours because obviously the adults they obviously could, like, I'm learning them to obviously bump on the mats and stuff like that. And obviously theirs is more serious wrestling training. Obviously, I would try to become wrestlers now, because obviously if they were, let's say somebody came in and he was a child prodigy and he could learn how to wrestle in 6 weeks, know what I mean? He could actually do a full match, know what, it was brilliant. You'd obviously look to get him on the show, so you'll try to get them as much time as possible. And obviously with the 12 to 15 year olds and the 5 to 11, they're obviously wee and the bodies on the awful loud development, so you don't want to be having them in for too long and be doing like all the moves, not and tiring them out and stuff, you know what I mean, like that kind of things. Whereas I feel like you need more time for the adults, know what I mean? Obviously, when you're young and all, you pick up stuff faster, know what I mean? When you're an adult, you obviously
sponge.
You need a wee bit more time, so that's what we do on Saturday. And on Sunday we start at 11 o'clock for the 5 to 11 class, just to obviously it's Sunday, know what I mean? Sunday service, not give people time to get up and get their bed and get there. So that's for 11 to 12:30, and then we've got a 12 to 15 class for 12:30 to 2, and then we've got another adult class. The class is for anybody that wants to join. If you just turn up on the day, it's £10 a lesson. If you want to go 2 days, you get the £15, and if you want to sign up for unlimited a month, that's £60. Right now, we're obviously going to be off for 2 weeks for Christmas. I don't know when this is coming out, but we'll be back on the 7th of July. 7th of July.
Christmas sucks.
Aye.
Hence the hat.
Fair do as well. Merry Christmas, everybody. But we'll... What was I saying now? we'll be back on the 7th of January, no the 7th of July, fuck's sake, that'd be too long, you know what I mean? But we'll be back on the 7th of January to start running class again, so if you want to sign up, either just hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or whatever and let me know, and we can get you signed up and stuff like that, and we'll see you in January.
See, in terms of the Wayne's training at the school and that kind of thing, is there ever a thought of making like a child show, like a child wrestling show?
So I'll actually even take, so with the 5 to 11 year old class, right, this is what we do, right, we get them in, we get them stretched off, right, obviously, because even though they're kids and we're not having them doing full wrestling matches and getting about, they still are running about and having fun, no, so I don't want them like pulling a muscle or something like that. So we get them stretched off, we get them warmed up by running around the ring and like just telling them to do like left, right, jump, do the griddy, that's like a dance move and stuff like that, know what I mean, they all love it. And then you get them in, you do their rolls and stuff like that, so that takes sort of a good wee bit of time, especially because obviously they're weightings and there is a lot in the 5 to 11 year old classes, so they obviously can be quite non-attentive
boisterous.
Sometimes, not I mean, just because obviously if
Wayne's, innit?
no, but I'm not, I don't even say that like, if anybody's seen it, I'm not complaining about it, no, I mean, I think it's amazing, because see if I was a Wayne and there was a wrestling school for me, I would never listen to the guy ranting on badly, just because I'd be swinging on the hangman, trying to swanton bomb off a tap rope onto his hand and stuff, not I mean, just pure doing my own hang, and obviously so these ways they're just obviously talking to their wee pals and hanging. I'm like, did you listen there? No, I mean, like, no, like, well, you need to get your roll done. So we just obviously, it takes a wee bit of time, but after that, then we'll usually go into teaching them a wee bit of wrestling, like stuff about like running off ropes and hitting us with a move, or we'll do like finishing moves and stuff like that, just obviously to have a bit of fun. And then at the end, we'll do some games to obviously run them about and tell them out. So one of the games that we actually play is wrestling tag. This is a game I invented, that's my greatest invention ever, right? So we'll pair them up, get them to go in teams of 2, all the ways. We'll have one person who's hit, and then maybe have a referee if the numbers are even, because you kind of need to have odd numbers so you can do it. So have a referee. The Waynes love that and all, to be fair, not I mean, they all suggest to be the referee, they love it, not I mean. So what you do is you run about, you tag one and right, see if you tag them, they need to go and lie inside the ring, they need to lie down, and their partner needs to go in and pin them. If their partner pins them, they're back out and they can obviously like, run about again and obviously try and win. But if the two of them get tugged before they've been pinned out, the two of them are now hit as well, and they need to help you tag them obviously, and they need to run about and tag each other, and they all just go mental, and it's like, it's the funniest stuff ever, not I mean, just the way they're all running about mad, and they obviously get pure tired at the end, because it's not the biggest place, man, but obviously there's some amount of them, not I mean, so when they're running about trying to catch each other,
It's carnage.
it's mental, but it's funny. Other things we do is like floor is lava, not I mean, just put stuff out and like get them jumping about off onto the crash mats and stuff like that, which they also love, and that's kind of what we do with their classes. Then we go with the 12 to 15 class. That's more about, that is new, we'll try to get them ready to wrestle, like they could eventually wrestle, see if they're good enough, like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, they were wrestlers when they were like 12 years old, I mean, so there's no reason that these kids can't be, and there's like one of my kids that are in the 12 to 15 year old class, he's 15, mate, and he's 6'5".
What the fuck?
Mate.
That's taller than me. What the fuck?
He's massive.
I'm 6'3".
Mate, he's massive, man. And it's not that, like, he's not just big, right? But he can do all his like forward rolls and like front flips and all that, and he can do all like the athletic stuff.
Right, yeah, he's quite athletic for his height.
So like, there's no way he's not at least gonna, if he wants to stay being a wrestler, there's no way like he's not at least gonna get a call up to the WWE, at least go and get seen, know what I mean? And there's no, I'm not taking away from any other ones in the 12 to 15. They're actually, that's the mad thing also about the 12 to, like, the 5 to 11 year old class, obviously, there might be ones in there that are going to be wrestlers, but I can't kind of gauge that, you know what I mean, because they're so young. But seeing the 12 to 15 year old class, see if they all stick with me, in both and all both days, because there's some that don't go to both days and stuff like that. See the ones that go on Saturday and Sunday, see if they all stick with me, they'll all be wrestling on shows like up and down Scotland and that, when they're like 17, 18, 19, 20, because they're all really good and they're all like wee characters and they've all got like ideas about the what they do and they all know their names and they've all got like gimmick ideas and all this kind of stuff, and they're all passionate about it, and they're all part of, they've all got that camaraderie and all, and they're all like support each other, and that sounds daft, but that's like a big thing, know what I mean? Let's see if you've got people like like-minded individuals about you that are pushing you to do well. That's one of the best things ever. It's hard to find that. So I obviously I say about the big boy, because like, even if he wasn't good, know what I mean, see if he was crap, he'd still get a chance to go to the WWE, because the WWE would think that even if he's no good, we can still train him, know what I mean? Because
you can mould him because of the size. He fits all the attributes.
You can't teach height. Know what I mean?
That's the thing. Right, you can't teach size.
But then there's all the other ones where I don't know. I don't know if I can say names, but I'm not going to say names anyway because obviously I don't know if it's like data protection thing or anything like that. So I wouldn't say any names. But they're all good, man. So there's one of them that came his first day, and we done the TikTok with him, and he was a bad guy in it, and it was that good of a bad guy on the TikTok that he's get 13.4 million views on it because it's went to America, and all these Americans are like fooled by his act. Not I mean they think he's actually been a wee dick in the video. Not I mean, but they think he's just acting like a heel. Not I mean, he's just been a bad guy, and let's get 1 million likes. This one video, mate, has got 1 million likes. Know what I mean? And then there's the other one. So she was a bit shy and stuff like that on, didn't want to like do her entrance and like on, and she's ended up doing an entrance and that's went on TikTok and it's got like 3.5 million views, and now she's like right out her shell and all that, and she's coming to like designer in gear and designer in and she's like she's telling you she can't do stuff in the lesson, but then she's going out and she's smashing it and everybody's cheering her on. It's amazing. It's just class. Just like seeing all these ways, seeing them from the start coming in kind of shy and all that and stuff like that. Now seeing them coming in, they're all like trying to like kid on batter each other. Not look at me, turn your back for 1 second. Not I mean they're trying to, but obviously it's pals. Not it's no back. They're obviously just like with me and you, Kerry. You know what I mean? With me and you, Kerry, when we used to work with each other and stuff like that. Like we'd be, not I mean I'd just try and hit you or something like you'd be hitting me, just like Kane on me up. It's just
of course.
It's class scene, mate. It's just hilarious and just but it's
a laugh.
It's funny, man. Just because obviously it's funny and all, but because like I'm in a position that I never thought I'd ever, like I'm getting people out of trouble and stuff like that. Know what I mean? Like I'm a pure teacher, mate, and it's actually for like see the amount of times I'm like, should ain't time you're wasting.
Or that part.
I mean, you need it, but no, I mean, right, we need to do this. This is the boring stuff, I know, but if we do this quicker, we can get to the fun stuff. Do you want? No, I mean, I'm like, right, I'll just let you talk, and we'll just need to do any of this. we here to talk, or we here to rest, or all that stuff. No, I mean, man, like you're spoiling it. Like, all these ones are only talking and doing good. Not you're spoiling it for all day. All that, pure, honestly, aye, mate, it's brutal, man. Me and Xander are always saying each other, like, I can't believe it, especially me, mate, because obviously I was like badly behaved in school. Now, obviously it's different from school, you know what I mean, like, because it's obviously like can be dangerous and stuff like that, but still it's like just me having to say this stuff. I'm like every time I feel like cringe at myself, like I can't believe I'm saying this, man.
It's funny to think that, innit, man? After all that time, obviously, as you say, been in school, been badly behaved, and then you realised you're using the same pattern. And
that's what I say. I honestly need to go back and apologise to some teachers, probably, not. I mean, man, fucking, because I get stressed out with this. It's no stress, not bad. Like, it's just like, obviously I'm just always on my toes and trying to make sure that nobody hurts themselves and trying to make sure that nobody like, offends anybody, and none of them say something daft to the other one. Not I mean, just like they're obviously all, because it's just a big, it's wild. Not I mean, no wild, I'm trying to think of the word, but it's just like 18 Waynes that love wrestling.
No, it's wild, it's carnage, it's fucking hating. It's
but in a good way.
I don't ended with disagree with you.
Aye, well, and so just try to obviously keep them all attentive. Not I mean, to be fair, you go like active attention, they're like, oh, John Cena. Not I mean, so it's all the thing. It's cool, mate. Honestly, and it's like I feel like I'm no obviously like dads, not I mean, but it feels like I've got hundreds of Waynes. Not I mean, like obviously, like, actually, like am I done quite all these Waynes, you know, something like, because obviously I care for every one of them. You know what I mean? Like if something bad just to happen, I would actually be like actively hurt, not I mean,
no,
which is fucking, it's mental.
No,
because obviously you do these stuff, like you do this stuff for greed, obviously. No greed, not I mean, but like, obviously I've been wrestling for 7 years now. I want to actually like, especially obviously having the TikTok following and all that and kind of stuff like that. You obviously want to turn that into, you want to monetize it, know what I mean?
Aye.
But now it is that stage, I've already said it before, but it is that stage now that if I never make money off it again, I'm going to be still running the unless I start losing money, but I doubt I would, know what I mean?
Aye.
Because you can't be daft, know what I mean, obviously. But as I said, like, I would happily just run the lessons at no breaking even so that I could help all these people live their dreams. Because I get to live my dream being a wrestler, and I know this is all their dreams, and I'd love to do it for them and all. Especially, you know, the adult class, obviously, I didn't. And so that's what I was saying, in fact, it's an oily place for this, but fuck it, you know what it's like now, know what I mean? ADHD. But so the 12 to 15-year-old class, so I get them, obviously, it's the same with them, not I mean the first half an hours, but getting them, obviously, put a wee bit of exercise in, nothing too major, not I mean, getting just doing a couple of press-ups and set up stuff like that, just to like, so that they can go home and like, do these things themselves once, because they're still 12 to 15, so their bodies haven't fully developed, so there's no point in fucking like making them do on exercise, but just to show them some stuff, so that once, because obviously they need to be fit to be wrestlers, know what I mean, so it's to just show them stuff to go and do when they're in the house and that, because at the end of the day, they're paying to go to wrestling training, they're not paying to go to like the gym, know what I mean? You can do that in their own time, and then we'll obviously do stuff, what I'll do is I get them, like, learn how to wrestle, but we use a crash mat, know what I mean, so if they're doing bumps and stuff like that, just so they don't get hurt, because as I said, they're still growing, all that kind of stuff, and you don't want them going home and hunting.
You don't want to claim.
No, because a few people said that, but to be fair, what they got to claim, fuck's sake, I'm skint, know what I mean?
I know,
But it's not even like that and all, like, as I say, none of I don't think the parents would, like, if something was to happen, I don't think they would put in a claim, because it's like the case of their Wayne's loved the wrestling school that much, it's like they can see it's like something, but it's more that obviously I don't want to see anybody getting fucking hurt, know what I mean? They're Wayne's at the end of the day still, so you don't want to, wrestling rings are like, people think it's just, you've seen it yourself.
They're fucking solid.
People think they're trampolines,
that was a myth that was busted, man. As soon as I fucking set up one of the bastards, man, I take a bump on this, like, my back's fucked, mate, before setting the thing up, I mean, jump on it.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying, people think it's fucking sunshine and butter. No, people think it's a trampoline, but not, I mean, people actually think it's
there's no spring underneath it.
Exactly.
I thought it would have been like a big mattress or something, is it? Fuck, it's just solid steel with a fucking cut of planks of wood fire on top of it and a bit of foam. No, obviously, no what I put these off. Obviously, that's just the way wrestling rings are. But that's the thing I was asking. So obviously you've got the child class and that kind of thing. Is there ever any thoughts of doing like a child show?
Because that's what I'm sort of sorry, because that's what I was actually going with. So then so I did that with the Waynes, and then with the adults, obviously about teaching them wrestling. But what I'm got to do, I'm got to do like shows with them. But for the 5 to 11, obviously I'm not going to have them in wrestling each other. But what you can do is like, you know, like Wayne's dancing shows have like dance recitals. You can kind of have like something like that, but it's not obviously a dance recital, but it's in them hitting like doing like the moves that they've taught on each. There's like moves you can do in wrestling where you're no slamming each other, not I mean, like all the technical stuff, not so you can do them showing all that kind of stuff, and then you can show them like, I've got an idea like you get a bad guy come out and try and like slaughter all the parents, and then you'd get all the Waynes coming out and like doing their finishers on them and all that, and all the Waynes coming out and doing their entrance, all that kind of like showing the stuff that they've learned, not I mean, like to the parents and that, because obviously that's biggest part of it for the Waynes, not I mean, doing their entrance, not having people cheering for them, not I mean, like,
see, how do you know? I don't know. I thought it crossed my mind. See, you got a school nativity play, where they all play their separate wee characters. It's like a pure wee condensed version of like a wrestling show, but they all came out the day like their wrestling matches. But it's not as official as like a full scale like fucking wrestling promotion. But they came out, they've got their wee characters, they've got a wee mini storyline and all that kind of shit, and they all get their own wee individual parts. That probably a decent.
That is the actual best idea. I think you're.
I'll need to cut that out.
No, it's stole me. That's.
The kids would like it. I think
I know.
Can't wait to the Waynes and all, because then they've got something to work to, you know what I mean?
I know, because obviously, like, you can't. Well, no, that's actually cool. You tell them, because that's one of the biggest things for me. Obviously, the hard, like, you don't want to tell the Waynes, you don't want to tell the Waynes the secret about it. Obviously, not. I mean, you don't want to tell them.
No, but
so that's what I'm saying. So that's a good. But then you can say, right, because we're all pals, not we want to show something to the parents. 12 to 15 year olds, if they're good enough, I could do a show with them where like, they wrestle matches against people that like myself and stuff like that. Probably not just against like tag matches like you'd do me, Xander, and one of the 12 to 15 year olds. Probably Bo. I can say Bo because that's my man, not I mean. But like Bo, not I mean, he could obviously wrestle against like the Purge and another one of the Waynes, not I mean, so they get like the experience of being in a wrestling match, but it's not too much for them to obviously.
Aye, of course. Is there see with the likes of your wrestling school, are you wanting to make it a kind of progression thing where obviously as like maybe the adults or the kind of older Waynes, they can maybe progress into your show? Like
exactly, mate. Well, obviously that's the way I want it to be. Like CPW, I can't just use all the same wrestlers all the time.
Of course.
And obviously as well, I feel like probably get that shit if somebody says I don't really give a fuck. I feel that a lot of schools don't actually focus on creating stars. They focus on creating wrestlers. When Joe Hendry's school focuses on creating stars, that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on what,
creating the next big wrestling star in Scotland.
Aye, not even just
rather
wrestling.
Than just somebody that fills a box.
Aye, like some, like, I want to help build these people's confidence and that they can go and go out there, actively be themselves and talk the talk, walk the walk, and go out there. If they get asked to go and do something, like an interview for the paper, they can go and smash that. If they get asked to go and do something for the radio, they can do that. Go and get themselves a wee part in a fucking telly show, all these kind of things to make them actually recognisable, that they can go on a TikTok and make a character and put themselves over on that. I feel like there's a lot of like, no many wrestlers in Scotland are like on TikTok, for example. I know it sounds daft, not TikTok, but TikTok is the biggest thing right now. That's what
it's massive. That's why I get so raging when I get banned.
Same, mate. I get pissed off, man. Ain't I put on, man. I put on TikTok. To be fair, I put a video on TikTok a few weeks ago and we done like 20,000 views, and I put it on Facebook and it's got like 1.6 million now.
Oh really? Aye,
man.
Facebook's ever done me again, man. I mean, I woke up and I was banned for. I know I say I get banned for nothing and I've done something, but I tell myself I've done nothing. I literally woke up. I hadn't. Nothing had been taken off, but it said I was banned and the post had been removed, so it didn't show me what post it was, and I went back through it and there was no post. Like, all my posts that I'd done recently were still there, so I was like, what the fuck?
No,
so
they're arseholes, man.
They're bams.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why. So I
want to turn that mic, see to grab a boat, mate. That's it. Sorry,
my bad, mate. That's cool. Like, for example, one of the guys that go to my school, he's like, I found myself, because he turned up to a CPW show to help out with a high vis and that on, and he's like, before I came in, I've like found myself kidding on that I'm sneaking into, obviously, like, get revenge on you for what you done to Green Day, you know what I mean? Because like that kind of thing, he's like, is it alright if I post it? And I was like, of course, mate. And he's boys not even like wrestling a match, anywhere near the wrestling a match, but I was like, but that's already getting him used to like, being his character that he's obviously wanting to be. And I would always encourage that, whereas I feel like a lot of places like say to him, let's focus on getting the wrestling first before, but the wrestling, it's not just about the wrestling, you know what I mean? There's people that can't wrestle but are that big of characters. I'm not just talking about in Scotland, I'm talking about in like the WWE and stuff like that, and a little bit. There's people that can't even wrestle but that big of characters, they get fucking on their own telly every week and stuff like that, and they get to wrestle all the time. So that's what I'm saying, like, you may as well start while you're training to be a wrestler. You should also train your character and work on stuff like that. Day promos in your mirror and video stuff and get used to talking and all these kind of things. So that's what I want to do. I do want to obviously have a progression system where we do shows in this. So I want to do eventually do a show in the room where the school is. Right? Probably only about 50 people can fit in there. You sell the tickets to your family and friends, $5 a ticket or whatever. Not I mean, just so we can pay for the hall and we can give the boys that's wrestling a wee wage, you know what I mean? And obviously the people that I'm going to get, because obviously on shows like that I would hopefully get people in like Xander, Sam would obviously wrestle because we're the coach, but then let's get Steg on it, get Daryl Ross on it, Thatcher, you know what I mean? Some people just to help out obviously, so I'd obviously need to pay the guys, so that's why you'd do the tickets for like a $5 for the family and friends. Then I could hopefully progress that and do like a bigger one in the room downstairs which can hold a lot more people, you know what I mean? It would still just be family and friends, but then it'd be a wider family and friends shows, and I'd maybe do like more, what's the word? Maybe get a wee bit of a bigger name in for somebody to wrestle, you know what I mean? Like an actual, because obviously it can fit more people, so you can make a wee bit more money to afford like a better name. Like maybe get like a BT gun in, or I don't know, like
just a more established.
Somebody that's even more experienced, like me and Xander and stuff like that can actually help these people go up to the next level, you know what I mean? And do a good match and stuff like that, and obviously make them get that next. With the next guy, it's just is basically. I know I feel like there needs to be like goals for people, you know what I mean, and stuff like.
Of course, man. It makes people want to turn up.
So if you're coming to training, then you know there's the wee family show to get to. That you want to get on that, but then once you've got the wee family show, you're now wanting to work yourself up to the bigger family show. And the people that didn't make the first family show the first time, well, you make sure you fucking work to making it the next time. And then the boys that are on the big family show, then you work to get on one of the weird CPW shows, like the Govan shows. They're like the big shows now kind of thing, if you get, is like they always, there's like
there's a big crowd,
you can get 350 people in, so I wouldn't want to throw you into the fire, even though we could maybe see the second family show, we could probably do up to about 300 people in that hall, but that's just got to be all your friends and your family. That's not got to be wrestlers, that's not going to be people that might be arseholes to you and might, if you do something wrong, put it online and
live audience basically.
So then that's why we go to the weird family shows, because it's probably not going to, the places that I'm doing these are all like community, like Barmulloch and Johnstone and Drumchapel. It's no people that are pure wrestling fans, so if you maybe do something wrong in your match, they're not going to notice, you know what I mean? I don't think that, to be fair, I think that a lot of the Govan crowd are just not actually your typical wrestling fans and all, but there is definitely wrestling fans that will come up to it that might post stuff online about it and that. Sorry about that. Cool. I want to protect people and all, but I don't want people good at there, because a lot of this day and age and all, man, with like fucking mental health and all that shit, you don't want people going away and reading somebody slaughtering them online because they done one thing wrong, because that's the thing, you get 20 nice comments about you and one bad comment. What's the one that you always fucking...
the negative one, it's all we all do,
no, I mean, I'm the worst for it, no, I mean, I always reply to hate trolls, and I always reply to trolls, but I never reply to the guys that are like, oh, you're doing brilliant, mate. No, I do reply to them, but I never do like actual video messages saying, oh, cheers, mate, no, I mean, stuff like that, which I think I need to get a finger and start doing that. But that's what I mean, so there's definitely a progression system, and then eventually I want to obviously help these guys get out and wrestle other places, know what I mean? Obviously I would just back for Ireland, I would like to obviously open up a relationship where I could get my guys going into Ireland, because I do use some Irish guys there here, and I'd like to obviously use more. That's one of the more money that you make, the more that you can do these things, obviously. And that's what obviously I'd like to do, and I'd like to get the people for my training school opportunities in like Ireland and England and Europe and that as well, know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I came through it was a lot of like gatekeeping, and people try to like, there's a space for you, but it's no better than my space, know what I mean?
Aye,
whereas I don't...
Power trips.
Like, I know, I'm comfortable, I know my space, I've got a good wee spot, know what I mean, what I'm doing in the wrestling, I've got my shows that I run, I've got my school, I'm going to do this birthday party thing, where I think there'll be a lot more getting to do a lot more matches with that, and then... like, I feel like I'll get things here and there, like that thing in Ireland. I think I've done enough in Ireland at the weekend there to be able to go back. I think I'll be able to get other promotions and stuff like that, like Newcastle and stuff like that. I feel like 2023 is going to be a good year for me. So I don't feel like I need to try and hold people back.
I know, insecure.
I need to do the opposite. I need to try and big people up and help people get
no,
there.
of course, it's all down to insecurity and that, and cunts. It's wee Willie syndrome with cunts, know what I mean? You see it in fucking every kind of art form, you see it in the fucking rap kind of scene and all that shit as well. You just get these cunts that seem to... It's an ego thing, see, because it's such a small sect. People get this wee position in their own head, like, I'm up here and they're all down there, but they're staying down there because if they come up here, I'm not moving anywhere, so I'm not wanting them surpassing me, so I keep them down.
So I think I say it, know what I mean? It's like, we're in a niche product, but yeah, everybody wants to be... We all want to be part of the revolution, but everybody wants to be Che Guevara.
Aye, that's it, nobody wants to be the mercenaries. But see, when you opened your wrestling school, what was the reception by the wrestling world?
Mate, shocking, to be fair, not
really, aye?
Aye, mate, nobody wishing as well, except for my own pals, know what I mean? I get sacked for ICW for it. People that I thought were my pals talking about me behind my back, saying that they think I've ruined my wrestling career and all that. Like, what you talk about, I'm about to be the only person that's like, one of the only people that's fucking making a career out of it, know what I mean?
Of course.
Or just all that kind of shit, but it's one of the ones, and at the end of the day, it was to be expected. I did say, you know what I mean? I was fully aware it was going to come, know what I mean? Just, I could sense it. Like, I don't know why. Obviously, for example, getting sacked by ICW, it was more, apparently, obviously, I had my finger on too many pies. Know what I mean? If I was having my finger on all their pies, I couldn't have my finger on their pies. Which I kind of get. They've got a wrestling company and a wrestling school, so me opening a wrestling company and a wrestling school in Govan in Glasgow, where they run, is like competition. I have no hard feelings towards them. Know what I mean? If anything, they've done me a favour by letting me go, because I don't feel as much... What's the word? Like,
guilty for like doing what you're doing, like it's kind of holding you back certain things. I can't do this because
for example, so next year I'm running like a show in Johnstone, doing one, but Barmulloch, obviously done my ones in Drumchapel, and I'm trying to get as many venues and do as many shows as I can, because obviously I want to build my product. But I feel like if I was still working for ICW, I'd be humming and hawing, and I'd be like, oh no, there's no as I can just go and be myself. There's nobody to answer. I never did really answer to them anyway with that kind of stuff, but like, I don't need to worry if I book a venue and I post about it. I don't need to worry about that anxiety or somebody's going to phone me and fucking
get said about it.
It's done now. Know what I mean? I would happily go back and work for them, obviously, because I did have dreams to be ICW champion and stuff like that. And like, even though, as I said, it's a weight off my shoulders being away. Like, to be the best, you need to have a weight on your shoulders, don't you? So it's like,
of course, it's still that's an achieved goal, isn't it?
Aye, so I have no hard feelings towards them, and if that came across what I said there comes across wrong, fuck it, it's not meant to come across wrong. It's just me saying that them being they're the biggest wrestling company in Europe, know what I mean? So them being the biggest wrestling company in Europe obviously comes with added pressure, and I've not got that pressure on because I'm away from there. That's what I mean. I'm not meaning that I want to be away from it.
No,
if I had the
of
choice
course.
to go back, I would go back. Fuck say, I want to be a professional wrestler. I want to be wrestling as much as possible. So there's no hard feelings for me towards it, and it's wrestling. So probably maybe one day I will be back, but I can't see it happening anytime soon. And while I've been away, it's, as I said, I've been able to focus on more stuff. Not I mean, since I've been away for ICW, my TikTok followings went from like 70,000 to 100,000 following because I've been like focusing on my kind of stuff and all that. I've been running the wrestling school, been running my own shows and all that kind of stuff. Not I mean, I've not had the weight of worrying about ICW and stuff like that.
So it's been a blessing in disguise as such.
I wouldn't say that because obviously, as I said, I still want to be, still want the.
I can understand. I totally understand it. Obviously, you still get that not forgotten dream of actually having the title and that kind of stuff. And the fact that obviously they have sacked you off, you can kind of see the reasons behind it as a comment. Whereas it's might not agree with it, but you can understand it. It's more for like a kind of business standpoint. It's not really so much anything personal.
Exactly. I still feel that. I'd imagine if me and Dallas were to meet up and that, I still feel like we'd get on well and we'd talk like pals and stuff like that. I don't feel that. I've no felt it with him. I mean, I don't know how he feels. Maybe he's felt it with me or whatever, but I've no felt it with him, so I don't really see it as a. What would you call it? It's more. It's a business thing, innit? That's what it is.
It's just business at the end of the day. Do you think there's some people though that have felt it, you would say, because of it, that are not involved with so much as the business side of ICW? Well, obviously, Dallas is probably the main one whose business would be affected, but do you think there's people that took it personally?
I think those people that didn't like me before it and now they can
they
can just admit they don't like me.
You get me? There's going to be people that agree with them because of the rest right.
There was no day to stick up for me anywhere. I know what I mean. And obviously, I'm big for sticking up for myself. So obviously, I'm not be able to hear it and pull them up either. Not I'm not in the circle anymore, so I'm not. Well, I never really was in the circle, but you know what I mean.
You're still not within hearing distance anyway.
But there's definitely people. There's a lot of people now that. You go in your memories, you check your likes, know what I mean? And I go down like, add friend, like, is that how it is, mate? That how it is, fucking hell. There's no that, but the best thing is, these cunts will probably be messaging me in a couple of months asking me to fucking book them, know what I mean? Cheeky bastards.
Of course, because that's what happens in it, man. It's they'll realise, because I'm looking at it from an outside standpoint, you realise when something starts taking off, because you're still in the early stages of development with your school and your wrestling, a year, man, know what I mean? You've got probably a bigger following than fucking ICW has. Know what I mean? Not if you say that for you, that aspect, that's just me being observant. Right now, I'd say a relevance, you've got they've maybe got a big wrestling following, but you've got an overall fucking general population of people following you.
I'm more mainstream in Scotland. They're probably, because obviously they don't WWE Network and that, they're probably known more worldwide at the moment, but I'm definitely, like, if you were to say to somebody was to ask you, say you're coming to my show in February and somebody to say to you, like, I'm blowing your luck, what you doing tonight? You're like, I'm going to the wrestling. It would probably say to you, what that thing Ravie Davie's in. You know what I mean?
When I say ICW, and it's near finished slack to ICW, I'm not saying that, but it's true.
Because even though they would, like, it used to be is that thing Grado's doing? But now is that thing Ravie Davie's doing? That's obvious. I'm not saying, mate, I dig Grado. Grado's the greatest wrestler of all time in my eyes, for fuck's sake. Not I love him. If it wasn't for Grado, there's no Ravie Davie. But I'm just saying that's how, like, you need to always be on the ball when doing what you're doing, know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm in my demographic right now is probably anything between 4 years old to about 34 years old. Know what I mean? And that's all the people that are using like TikTok, Facebook, all these things. And I'm posting constantly. I'm posting 4 TikToks a day. I'm getting all my good ones. I'm putting there into Facebook and stuff like that, which obviously a lot of people probably on their own. Well, a lot of the people watch my Facebook's probably on actually own TikTok, know what I mean, that kind of thing. So it's obviously I'm just consistently churning out content all the time, and that's why these people get to see me. So I'm fresh in everybody's mind. The wrestler Ravie Davie see him on TikTok every day. So it's not even because I'm no better. I'm no better than ICW. I'm no better than Grado. I'm no better than most wrestlers. For example, Leighton Buzzard is actually the best wrestler in Scotland right now. But most people outside wrestling probably don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
As you can say, it's a niche market.
Whereas obviously that's why I do all my comedy stuff, not because I know. Like, I want one of these, I get into wrestling, I want fucking people watching me wrestle, know what I mean? So how do I get them to come and watch me? By fucking doing stuff that isn't wrestling related, but then letting them know I'm a wrestler, so they go, oh, I used to like wrestling, like Ravie Davie. Fuck it, let's go. You can drink your eye, know what I mean, that kind of shit.
Of course. That's the kind of same way I do my music. Obviously, we do it different kind of ways, but I do a lot of my comedy shit and a podcast and everything, because not that I don't enjoy it, but my main thing is listen to my music.
Aye,
That's
definitely.
that's kind of why I do it. It's
That's
like
what
building the profile.
Because that's what I say. I know, I was like, I think I'm funny on like TikTok or on Facebook or anything like that. We'll come see me wrestle. That's in my actual element.
Aye.
No, I mean, that's where you see me at my funniest and at my best.
I know, of course, and because obviously your character carries over to that, so it does. It's not as if like your comedy shit is so different for your character in wrestling. So you're the same cunt.
It should be being me. Aye,
So
that's
it's
why.
not as if they're going and seeing you fucking just playing this totally different guy. You know what I'm talking about? If that makes sense.
Aye, that's why I owe a lot to Wolfgang, to be fair, for that. Because as I said, when I started to be a wrestler, I wanted to be Callum Davidson, the Superior Scotsman. He said,
I remember that.
He said, that's shite, why don't you just be Ravie Davie? And because of that, I just get to be Ravie Davie, which means obviously all this stuff translates. People want to see what I do. And
It's easier being yourself, I know. It means you don't need to think about it as much.
well, that's what I always say to people. Like, see, when I'm wrestling, like for example, there's this boy that started training with us and that and all, and he's gonna be having his first match soon. That because he's quite good in that. His idea he's got is he wants to be a hunter. Right, he's got his mad hunter gimmick, right? So I was going back and forth with ideas with him and that, obviously. And I was like, it's a bit harder for me, a bit harder for you than it is for me, because when you're thinking that you need to think, what would this guy who's a hunter do? And then you need to think it for that perspective. I just go, what would I do in that situation? Know what I mean? If somebody's running to clothesline me, how would that act? Oh shit! Know what I mean? Like I'd still bam them up. Know what I mean? I wouldn't be scared. Know what I mean? I'd be like, no. If somebody's actually digging me and jabbing me, how would I sell that? How would I react to that? I'd be fucking rage. I'd be like, what you fucking doing? Know what I mean? I'd be angry. That they kind of things, obviously. Whereas like, if I'm thinking to say, I'm just trying. Like, say I'm like Callum Davidson, the Superior Scotsman. How would I act if I've just won the belt? No, I mean, just
and it's constantly, and you can't really enjoy the moment. See if you did
sometimes
win the
I
belt
don't
as a
even.
character.
Sometimes I don't even need to think.
Aye, you just do
No, I mean, I just do something and that's me. That's how I'd act. Obviously, then it's fucking me doing it.
Because then that way you can enjoy the experience much more. Because if you're into, see, like that moment you had with Bram, know what I mean? You didn't see. You would have to have stayed in character if you were another character, because you were yourself, you could embrace the moment and embrace actually getting loved by the crowd. Whereas if you're playing a character, you need to date how the character dating. So I think that would dilute the feeling. Does that make sense?
Obviously, that time, look, Bram's busting my out. We try to bust my out, and I'm like, you're a fucking pussy. You know what I mean? He was like, what the fuck? Try to bust the open.
But you say, obviously, we're just wrestling Ireland there.
So I was just wrestling in Dublin, and this actually goes back just before the pandemic. So I went to a training camp with me, Sam Barber, and another couple of boys. And basically what happened was obviously went there to try and show it. Because that thing, you can look back when Scottish wrestling started it, they obviously became the best. Not I mean, obviously kind of like English wrestling, Irish wrestling started like following suit, and same like European wrestling obviously tried to like up their game and become to that level. And back then I think it was easier for Scottish wrestlers to get bookings out of these places, because obviously like, we were seen as the top dogs. But now the Irish wrestling scene's massive, the English wrestling scene's massive, German wrestling scene's massive, the European wrestling scene's just massive, not I mean, which is a credit to obviously the people that paved the way, like ICW, this mob, OTT and Ireland, they obviously were one of the first ones to pave the way as well, and a mob in England called Progress as well, they were like some of the first ones to get big. So like, you can't just be expected to send your CV here anymore and just expect somebody to pay for your flights there and get you into wrestling and stuff like that. It's not really work like that anymore. So they were doing like a week training camp, and we all went there to train for the week, and then I ended up in a match on the end of the week show, and it went really well. So obviously during the pandemic they wanted me back there. He did a match, they got me teaming with a guy called Paddy, and we were wrestling in Northern Ireland against this team called Kings of the North, all like big Northern Irish guys. One of them wears the red hot all-star glove, know what I mean?
Fuck off.
So I was wrestling against them, right? Obviously we might be the good guys, but they were in Northern Ireland, which is their hometown, so it was a bit harder, know what I mean? I just felt like this hasn't been done well, know what I mean? I feel like I did do good, but it was just like, this could have been better, know what I mean? This wasn't the best. So it was a while before I got called back there, but the guy that I teamed with, Paddy, he started teaming with another wee guy, Fallon, which obviously makes more sense. Not why fly somebody when there's somebody there that you can obviously train up to be as good, know what I mean? But then Paddy retired, the guy that I was teaming with, so they wanted obviously somebody to tag with the boy, because he's just quite new. So they got me back there, and it was like a surprise spot, because like, the other boys that retired the guy went out and all that, we retired Paddy, whatever, the boy that I was working with went out, challenged him a match, said that he's got somebody with him, I came out, place went mental, mate. I was like, so before I was going, right, I was like, right, pronounce everything, because I did the MC, and obviously I was like, right, remember, you're in Ireland, people can't understand you, pronounce everything that you're saying, be a bit slower, all this kind of stuff, mate. My music cut away and said, what's happening to it? It's went out, mate. People like sitting like that, like shocked, like standing up out their seats as if like I was this big, not I mean as if I was this big name, mate. Like, people pure chanting my name, not so I was end up like got pure excited, not I mean, and started pure like, where's happening to us? It's Ravie Davie in the Fresh Prince, pure rushing it. No, I'm just going pure mental, pure buzz napping up. But the fans were heavy. That was heavy over, mate. Know what I mean? And obviously when I was in the match went well. Really enjoyed it. All the boys that was wrestling with put me over and stuff like that and all. And I think the promoter was happy, and that's the main thing, obviously, about trying to get back here. After that, obviously, went out for a couple of pints with a couple of the boys and that. Because I hadn't seen them in that in ages and stuff, like Trent and that. He's just fresh off a stint with the WWE.
Is he?
Aye. He was just, he's been wrestling in that AEW now for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, good on him,
he was wrestling in AEW on Friday, and then he was wrestling in Dublin on the Saturday. Know what I mean? Aye.
Machine then.
Exactly. So we had just been out for a couple of pints, nothing mental, know what I mean? But obviously, I didn't even want to. I'm obviously trying to, especially at Christmas period, you want to obviously be good until the festivities, but one of the ones and all, you don't want to turn around and go at people you've not seen in ages. I can't be arsed drinking, know what I mean? So I went out for a couple, man, but nothing mental, like I said, good night. Then they went up to Belfast the next night to wrestle, but the BBC were meant to be coming in to film something for the school on Sunday, we Tyram and that, the BBC Social, so they were meant to be coming on Sunday today.
Your school?
Aye, so I'd obviously like booked to come back, so obviously I couldn't wrestle in Northern Ireland, but then they ended up cancelling it because they were in Inverness the night before and it was snowing, and it was dangerous to come back, so I ended up fucking missed. But to be fair, I'm glad I came back on the Sunday. Well, actually, no, I'm talking shit. I had to come back on a Sunday anyway because I had a boy's 6th birthday party and all. We had, I nearly said his name, I don't obviously dare protect. But I probably can say people's names, know what I mean?
You're only saying their first name. Probably better that you don't, but if you say somebody's first name, it's no the end in the world. There's a lot of first names like that in the world, know what I mean? I know. I'm sure he'd be alright. But
I know I had the boys, well, to be fair, I've put the video on TikTok and that, you know what I mean? I'm not, it's a birthday.
Probably buzzing.
No, anyway, but so the week I had to be 6, so I had the 6th birthday party anyway, so I had to come back, know what I mean? But obviously, the BBC social thing cancelled that anyway, you know. That's what it was actually. I could probably came back a bit later, but I came back earlier because I went to the BBC thing. Right. But then obviously, I'm glad anyway, because I go to say bye to like some of the people for the school and stuff like that, and people obviously little C's after the holidays and stuff like that, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I was wrestling in Northern Ireland. So but it was a good time away, and I think it's going to lead to more stuff, which is always good because with ICW no working with me anymore, I do need to get back out there wrestling for as many companies as possible. And OTT, as I said, there's 3 big companies in Europe now, 4. It's OTT, ICW, Progress, and WXW. Actually 5, TNT and a mob in Liverpool. So they're all the big mobs, know what I mean? So getting to wrestle for one of them after losing one is obviously...
No, of course. It's freed up more time as well, man, so you're not kind of relegated to ICW, so I don't know what their kind of procedure is with working for other promotions if they want you working for so.
No, you can work. It's not that way. You can work.
It's just obviously a bit with ICW. Because that's a lot of clashes, I imagine, if with the dates and stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, ICW, if they were like that, they would obviously not want people to be working for me. Obviously, after not having me work for them, kind of. But they've not said that to anybody. They've not done anything like that.
Right.
So I don't think they have. It's not they've got. Because at the end of the day, they'll know. You need to pay something. You need to give people contracts. You've got to do that to people. Know what I mean? Like
we're
independent contractors, and like always, all wrestlers are trying to make a full time living wrestling. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Maybe not all of them, but there is ones that are trying to do that. So you can't turn and tell people, you can't work there, you can't do that. Obviously, if like, I don't know, I'm always heavy bad, know what I mean? It was like you risk of you getting injured or something like that because other guys are shite. Maybe I could understand that, but you can't tell somebody not to go and work for a respectable mob because obviously I know these respectable mobs usually try and work with each other to try and get the big names in. Know what I mean? Obviously they'll all pay half in for a flight and then they'll get a guy. Obviously the guy will go to Liverpool and then he'll go to London. Know what I mean?
Of course.
Because obviously that's what I'm trying to get. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the ways we've got to go to the next level. And all the CPW I like to now start getting big names in. Know what I mean? Like obviously like that Island show and all. Actually, I didn't even mention it. I got fucking to meet one of my wrestling heroes, Mad Carlito. Know what I mean? Did you ever?
I've seen that. I don't know. I've never heard.
You never heard? Oh mate, it's not that. See Carlito. He's one of the ones that people that wasn't even big on wrestling, kind of know him because he had the mad hair and like, he used to like spit. His gimmick was he's like, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool, and he like bite his apple and then spit in your face. Know what I mean?
I think I remember that. I think I remember that.
That's what I say. Like, cunts remember him just because he's mad hair. Like he was actually brilliant to be fair, some wrestler and all, but people remember him because of the character and the gimmick and that.
Aye.
So obviously I got me spit in my face with an apple, and I got obviously a picture on that with him, and I had a heavy funny story. So I've obviously bought 2 apples, right, to obviously get these videos right. So I've put them on the chair before my match, right, and obviously I went away. So then I've came back and Carlito's away to wrestle his match, and I'm like, where the fuck's my apples, right? Obviously, like, where the fuck my apples go? I'm running a bit like, obviously, like, who's got my apples? And like, no, they were Carlito's apples. I was like, no, they weren't, mate. They were my apples. I've bought them. Know what I mean? Somebody's like, oh, you can go to Spar and buy them for €75, 75 cents. I was like, I know, mate. I just fucking bought 2. You know what I mean? I was like, well, this. So I've ended up going out and I was like, I looked out the ring and Carlito's picking up the 2 apples. Know what I mean? One's red and one's green. The 2 that I fucking bought. Know what I mean? Obviously, as I said, I'm not actually bothered, know what I mean, but it's just like, I'm like, well, because he had 1 apple himself, so I was like, so there's another apple in. I was like, if he's got my 2, I was like, I just want to ask him to do a video. They might say no to be fair, but I actually think the fact that he took my 2 apples but actually worked in my favour, because I ended up going and talking to him about it and all that, and obviously I was like, Carlito, don't worry. I was like, you've not got any heat with me, know what I mean? I'm not got a fault with you and that, but you've took my 2 apples to the ring. No, he's like, what do you mean? No, I was like, they were my 2 apples, the red and the green one. I was like, where's the other apple you had? And he's like, it might be in my bag. And he's went and got it, he's pulled it. I was like, can I have that apple, mate? And he's like, aye, and he's gave it. I was like, can we film a video? You know what I mean? He's like, what's your idea? And obviously I told him about the TikTok, and then the boys and off. That's what I'm saying. All it is, like, in Scottish wrestling, right? Maybe it's big heated, right? I'm saying this right, but I just feel like a lot of people are jealous of me, you know what I mean? Because I make opportunities for myself, right? Mm-hmm. Well, see, when I go to Ireland, everybody backstage is heavy sound. See, when you go to England, it was heavy sound. You know what I mean? Whereas I feel there's a lot of resentment in Scotland. Obviously, when I do CPW shows, it's not that, because that's obviously me bringing in the people that I feel that I can trust and that are all good. And aren't they going to do that? Aren't they going to be like that?
Yeah.
But in Ireland, all the boys up here putting me over to Carlito and try to like these boys probably want to get a video with him and all that, and probably want to get pictures. Know what I mean? Like,
heavy selling you.
But either heavy like that to me, oh no, he's got a big TikTok following and all that. Kind of, people are making jokes to him like, he'll get you relevant again, Curly. You know what I mean? Kind of stuff like that. So that's what we're obviously. And then he done the video, I mean, it was class. So that was obviously quite to get to meet one of my heroes. And I feel like an awful. Like, I used to do videos like that. And I used to go and ask them imports and stuff like that, and then I just feel like I kind of lost my spark in wrestling and stuff like that. I don't know. We opened in the school and stuff like that. I've been coming. I feel like I've got it back. Know what I mean? Looking up and being cheeky, but not like cheeky, but know what I mean? Being myself with like, the imports and all that. Whereas I wasn't doing that for a while. Know what I mean? Like, when imports were in, I was just like, oh, I'm David. Nice to meet you, mate, and all that stuff. Whereas now I'm like fucking. Get a video with me, mate, more. I've got the TikTok and all that. I'm about to be a wrestler. You'd have done the same, and you know what I mean, all this kind of shit. And the guys respect that, but know what I mean, instead of you just fucking. That's how I know, because I remember back in the day, people, wrestlers used to always remember me, like ones that would come back and they'd always remember who I was. Right. And that was because I was being me. Whereas I bet you ones that I've probably met lately don't remember who I was, but I bet you Carlito, he'll no fucking forget me.
Defo is, man, especially if he stole your apples, I can't.
But that's what I would like to get Carlito here to wrestle, know what I mean? I think Carlito would sell fucking a lot of tickets on a show and stuff like that. That's the kind of way to get yourself to the next level, know what I mean? Because like you see somebody like Carlito on a poster, and then all the dads that were watching wrestling when I was younger, like, I fucking take my way into that. I want to go and see Carlito and all.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
No, of course, man. I definitely watch him spit some apples in cunts' faces.
Well, that's why I kind of want to get him for a Royal Rumble, just so I can have like a moment where there's like all the boys in the ring, not all my pals that obviously kayfabe, not me, but obviously people that obviously I like in the ring, and then Carlito just comes in and starts spitting every cunt's faces with apples, not me, all the boys up here. Pure buzzing at
you up at the end to get spat in the face with an apple.
But they don't love it. I bet there's no one person that would say no. I bet people would be bringing their own apples, know what I mean, mate, for that spot.
Like 100%. An apple get spat on.
Aye, mate, 100%.
So see, you're talking about obviously there's promotions in England and that. Has there been any interest for like promotions down there to go and wrestle?
Yeah, well I wrestle predominantly for a mob called UCW in Sunderland. They've been really good for me. 2-time UCW Tag Team Champion was Ander. They actually let the UCW titles be defended on the first CPW show when me and Xander actually won, which was obviously really good. That helped us create a very special moment on the first show. And wrestling is all about moments more than anything. So they've been very good for us. I'm talking to some mobs in Newcastle, but I've never really been that far down south. That's kind of what I want to get to, but there's a lot of good wrestlers down in England, you know what I mean? It's just that,
It's a big market and a big
why
pool.
would you pay, like, because obviously I know I've probably not got that much of a fan base in England. That's how I was kind of shocked when I went to Ireland, how many fans were like buzzing to see me, you know what I mean? Because obviously I was just thinking, like, probably back in the day, I probably priced myself out a couple of bookings and that and all, because when I was first coming through, I had the mindset of, oh, I'm this popular now, I deserve this much. But obviously that's in Scotland, where I've got a fan base of people that are going to actually want to pay tickets to me. How's anybody in England going to, no, I mean, that
no, it's the accent thing as well. That's a big fucking barrier for
exactly, especially on me trying to be the good guy, you know what I mean? It's not, maybe if I've been doing it, I was like, being this mad,
a evil Scotsman.
Aye, but it's not that. So I probably priced myself out saying, oh, this is my, and then obviously because you need to factor that they need to get my travel done and stuff like that as well. So probably that. But because that's what I'm saying, like, going into next year, no, I'm going to have two different ways. I'm going to have a Scottish way, because I know that in Scotland I can sell tickets. No, I mean, if you put me on your show, I'll make you quadruple what you get me, probably, know what I mean? It's not being big, it's just, no, I could, if I'm asking for £100, I know I can make you 300 or 400 quid in ticket sales. And that's obviously good for business. But if I'm going to England, I don't know how much I can make them down there. I don't know how much I can make them in Ireland. I don't know if I could, let's say I get to Germany or something, I don't know. So I'd have a more fair wage, you know what I mean? They obviously try and, because I know if I go in, I know I'll sell t-shirts. I know I'm good enough in the ring that I can get people to buy my t-shirts, and also I'm a good salesman, where even if you maybe don't want to buy my t-shirt, I'll fucking rope you into doing it, you know what I mean? Like, you buy a nice t-shirt, mate, or his partner, you know what I mean? Or it brings out the colour in your eyes and all that. Like, oh, it's a medium and all that for you, or if it's a guy that looks like he goes to the gym and all that, you know, need a big XL for you, big man, you're sort all that, just all the part, and they end up buying it, you know what I mean? Which is obviously...
I know, of course. It's the thing is, it's just trying to bridge that gap in it, man. But I think you've still got a bit of a fan base in England. But it's the accent thing is just the difficulty.
Oh, definitely. It's just further south, obviously, harder it gets and all that. In Newcastle, I've got quite a decent fan base and stuff like that.
It's strange that places like Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester, they get some kind of connection with Scotland. I don't know if it's because they're so close to the north. It's doing further south England, that's when it gets a bit more, I don't know, English, so to say. You were hammering the Twitch for a while, you were getting quite big on that, but then you stopped it for a bit. Is there any plans to get back to that?
Well, the main reason I stopped the Twitch, mate, was because me and George get separate working arrangements. He started working in a pub back shift and I was day shift, because obviously I wasn't working in the Lighthouse lab anymore, so I was working day shift for the Clenny, doing 4 on 4 off with the bins, which was brilliant. But then obviously started the wrestling school on Saturdays and Sundays, so I couldn't do that and do the bins anymore. So the bins, I just stopped working the bins, just tried other jobs to fit around the wrestling school, but I've not really been able to find it. And since then, and Georgia has been saying to me, maybe I should just try and focus on trying to make a full-time living as myself, know what I mean? Like, we'll do the wrestling shows, the wrestling school, the birthday parties things, obviously. What else was the other thing?
The wrestling school, obviously, you had the events and that kind of thing.
The appearances, obviously.
The appearances and that kind of ties in with
it. Rent myself out and that and all, obviously trying to get more advertising stuff and all, and trying to get people paying me to do like that, all that kind of stuff. Just trying to make more living as myself. So obviously by doing that, I'd have more time myself like Monday to Friday, so I kind of want to get back to maybe like George works back shift, so maybe the two of us could go on Twitch during the day, and that's obviously a form of income. If I started actually, like, if I could put more time and effort into that, I could probably make money after that, you know what I mean? Like, especially with a good schedule. So I definitely want to get back to it. Because I miss it. Like, Twitch was a big part of what I was doing, and all of that, and then obviously just conflicting schedules and that, and it was starting to. I think one of the reasons we got quite big at first was because it was during the lockdown still. Because I think obviously once you started seeing the viewers drop and all that, you kind of get, was it? I need to get back into doing it for the fun of it and no for the fucking.
Rather than try to get the viewers and that kind of thing. So that's when it suffers, in it, when you're looking. If you're only in it for the viewers and you see the viewers drop, then you're like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Especially if you're taking a lot of time out of your life to do it, because you're dedicating a lot of time.
I was doing it rapid, man. That's the one thing with ADHD, man. See, when you find something you like, man, you go fucking balls in, man. It's fucking murder.
It's good. It's just.
I know it's obviously it's good, man.
But get the discipline.
But then it's like, see, exactly, because then obviously I heavy day miss Twitch, man. But it's just like I put so much fucking effort into it, and I've just now probably need to go back and try and build up. Obviously, no, it won't be as hard because there's the phone, but you still need to go back and build it again and fucking let people know I'm doing this, and this. Know what I mean?
So I was just trying to do it for the fun of it again, innit? So what's the plans going ahead then?
So for the Twitch, I'm going to say to George, he phoned earlier on, because I'm actually going to phone him to try and see if we could maybe do something on Christmas Eve.
Right, like Christmas Eve special.
23rd, 24th or something like that, and get back on it, maybe to his buy a new football manager and start that season and play it, know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What about everything else you're doing? What's the plans going ahead? Like, what's the plans for 2023?
So the plans for 2023 is to build CPW as big as possible. I want to try and get shows in as many different schemes and many different areas, and to try and get it expanded. Like, we're selling out now every show we do in the Fairfield Club, and people want tickets after it. And the actual last show, the Govan anniversary, because Grado was there, they actually had a record of 440 people in there.
Really? Aye, fucking hell, but it was jam-packed.
Well, it was jam-packed, mate, aye. So that was obviously mental, that, know what I mean? And what we want to do now is we want to obviously try and get somewhere when we can maybe get 500 or 600, know what I mean? So that's the next goal as well. Sorry, mate. We're crowning the CPW champion this year as well, all these different kind of things. I want to... Obviously, I done like the thing in the school, like the Christmas community party. I want to do more things like that. I want to do more things for the community. I also want to build up in these other communities. Like, for example, I'm going to Johnstone to do a show. That's quite a community area I'd like to then maybe also do like discos down there. Obviously, there's more things like try to make a full-time living as a wrestler / Ravie Davie. Try and make CPW as big as I can. Me and George have put a lot of hard work into it, and we've obviously got to try and keep it going. Build the school, make the school as big as possible, get as many new people in, and also do a couple of shows next year with the school. Sorry, mate.
Fucking tired just thinking about all that work, innit?
As I want to obviously get myself out wrestling as much as possible, because obviously I feel like this year I took a bit of a step back, try to be a wrestler, but like, focusing on the promoting side, and then try to get his wrestling school open and that. Whereas at the end of the day, I still want to be a wrestler. I'm not doing this stuff to like wind down my career. I'm doing this stuff to help so I can put more focus into the wrestling.
Aye.
So that all I'm doing is wrestling. You get is like.
Aye.
Because with the school, that'll help me get better. Not because I'm always got to be going to learn the basics and stuff like that, and then I'm going to have I want to open up like during the week classes and stuff like that, the wrestling school and that. And all it's just next year's just about building on what we've done this year. 2022 is the best year I've ever had in my life, and it's just about making 2023 bigger and better. I feel like there's doing that. There's ways to do that and all. I'd like to start that podcast. We're talking about. We need to start a sketch show and all. You need to listen to. I know it's not. You don't even like football, right? I know that, but Open Goal had Greg Hemp on it this week, right? And like he was talking about Tune the Fat and all that. So you need to go and listen to that, because we need to get the shit that we've been thinking about doing and get it done. We should do that next year, and then. What else? It's good that we're saying this one, because then people can hold us accountable. We'll be doing
a sketch show, so that's the plan. It's going to be happening, definitely.
You need to hold us accountable. I'd like to do an Albams to Slaughter. As I just want to make next year better than this year, know what I mean? Because this year was actually a really good year. There's never going to be downs, know what I mean? Fuck's sake, but this was the least amount of downs I've ever had in my life, know what I mean? And there was the most amount of ups, so I want to just keep going, keep building, progressing, doing better. And I feel like that's achievable.
No, definitely, because you've been fucking grafting for years. You've been doing this since 2014, so it's about time you started reaping the rewards yet.
I know, that's exactly. I feel that, and even before, I've been making fucking stupid daft stuff online for longer than that, know what I mean? Even before I got into the wrestling, no, I've been doing the wrestling for 7, getting on to my 8th year now. So it's about me. If I didn't buy the wrestling ring and all that in the belt and that last year, we would have made a bit of money, obviously, know what I mean? So it's obviously just about it's just about it's about just fucking monetising everything like that.
I mean, into a business.
Mate, I'd call it a business, man.
No, that's it, be a businessman. What about the rotten food reviews? You got to turn to that?
Well, I need to do back that. It was just obviously I've done 2 episodes this year because a guy sponsored it for us and made us a website or that stuff and that. And just obviously cost money to buy them, and with Christmas and that coming up, I can't really afford to be buying food and flinging it away, you know what I mean, after a couple of bites. So the guy's understanding with that and all. To be fair, he's said the first 2 episodes he got a lot of followers in that and people using the app and stuff like that, so he's more than happy with me taking a break and then coming back in when I'm fucking ready to do it, because you can't go away if you go eat the dance, know what I mean? A lot of people do that and I hate that shit, know what I mean? I hate that, so I'm not going, the rotten food, like, I might not, the rotten food reviews will always be a thing, know what I mean? It might not be able to do it as much as possible, but I'll always fucking do one here and there and fucking everywhere. Like, I always need them. I want to start doing like good reviews. Like, eventually, as I said, I'll need to just start doing as much content as possible, because obviously I need to get as much fucking stuff done.
Build the following, innit? Hit that million mark.
I finally hit 100,000, so that was big. Before the start of the year, I set myself a couple of goals. I wanted to do, well, obviously the wrestling school. I wanted to have 100,000 followers on TikTok. I wanted to get 50,000 on Facebook, because I was on, at the start of the year I was on 25 on Facebook, and I wanted to double it. I wanted to get 10,000 on Instagram, just shy of that. I wanted to get 5,000 on Twitter. I'm never near that. Fucking probably never going to do that. I'm shite on Twitter.
Twitter's fucking solid,
Twitter's
man.
shite. So I'm on 100,000 on TikTok. I wanted to get my first million video, and I ended up getting a video that's had fucking nearly 15 million. I've had one that's had 3.4, and I've had one that's had 1.6. So done good with that. I want to. All the things that I set goals in, I could have achieved, except for the Twitter thing and the Instagram thing. But fuck it, I don't post on Instagram enough to actually go viral and that. Know what I mean, and shit like that. So, but I would like to use them more next year. I would like to. I need to become one of the accounts that post on all my social medias at the same time. Not I mean the same, not fucking your own tap it and all that.
Aye, it's a pain in the arse at times, man.
It's hard, mate.
It's hard going, man. Sometimes I try and do it, I try and keep it. Do separate shit for separate social media, so because I'm like go to them, man. But it's hard going, man. It's a fucking job. Just doing that. It's alright if that's all you do, but if you've not got anything, like so obviously 2 hours, we've got shit outside of that.
Aye.
What's going on, man? Do you get these cunts that literally sit on it all fucking day and just fucking they've got the time to do it? Fair play to them, man.
Just sell them lives and fucking
ask for money, you fucking begging bastards.
bad button, man. It's terrible, you cunts.
But is there anything else you want to promote?
Yeah. Well, so next year, if anybody wants to go to our Community Pro Wrestling show, we've got one in Johnstone on the 27th of January. We've got a wrestling show in Govan, our home, the Fairfield Club. That's the 24th of February. Then we'll be doing a show in Barmulloch on the 10th of March. We'll be doing a show in the Drumchapel. We sold our first Drumchapel. So Drumchapel was the first place we went outside of Govan, and we sold that show. So we're going to be back there in March the 24th. What else? And then we've got our first show in Mount Vernon the 29th of April, and then we've got the title tournament in May. Also, there'll be more. There's definitely got to be a lot of shows next year. I want to do shows in all the schemes. Community Pro Wrestling, I want to build communities everywhere, and I'm going to take it into community places. So if you see a Community Pro Wrestling poster in your area, go and get yourself a ticket, because I trust it's the best form of entertainment you'll be able to see for a family for the cheap prices that we sell tickets anyway. That's what I feel. So get yourself a ticket to one of these shows, or even better, get yourself a ticket to all these shows, because they're all going to be brilliant. Also, get yourself there and follow me on Twitch, because I'm going to be back on that. Follow the TikTok, Ravie Davie Fresh Prince, or Ravie.Davie. Follow me on Facebook, Ravie Davie the Fresh Prince. Follow me on Instagram, Ravie Davie _1. You can tell I'm the fucking worst social media person ever. Everybody else just does all the same names. I've got about 20 different fucking handles.
You got a link tree?
Aye, my Linktree / Ravie Davie Fresh Prince, I think.
Where can people find your tickets?
www.eventbrite.co.uk, or on my Linktree. I've got links for every one of them on that as well. So
I sorted them. It's like, see, for the work you put in, man, if the FOs you're reaping the rewards for it, and I think next year will be a big year for you, because as you say, it's like, even in the last few months, your shit's fucking grown massively, like you're following and that, and the interest in what you're doing. So I think 2023 will be a big year for you. So I'm
fingers
looking forward to
crossed,
see what comes, man. But sketch show incoming.
Definitely.
YGTV, here we go.
Here we
But in the
fucking
meantime, Ravie Davie, thank you for coming.
And that's what's ho happening to it. It's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Like, subscribe, and don't get wide. Catches.
Premeditated pattern.